President Biden issued the first veto of his presidency on a bill that passed with bipartisan support. As the AP describes it, Biden sought to kill a Republican-authored measure that would ban the government from considering environmental impacts or potential lawsuits when making investment decisions for people's retirement plans. Biden released a message explaining his thoughts on the measure after the veto.
I just signed this veto because the legislation passed by the Congress would put at risk the retirement savings of individuals across the country. They couldn't take into consideration investments that wouldn't be impacted by climate, impacted by overpaying executives, and that's why I decided to veto it. It makes sense to veto it.
Democratic Senators Joe Manchin and Jon Tester voted with Republicans in the Senate, while Congressman Jared Golden voted with the GOP in the House. In response to Biden's veto, Manchin released a statement criticizing the Biden administration. It reads in part this administration continues to prioritize their radical policy agenda over the economic, energy, and national security needs of our country. And it is absolutely infuriating. Despite a clear and bipartisan rejection of the rule from Congress, President Biden is choosing to put his administration's progressive agenda above the well-being of the American people. Joe Manchin, Democrat. Joining us now, White House reporter for Bloomberg News, Josh Wingrove, one of our favorites around here. So let's start with the bill. Josh, walk us through it and how the president got the decision he made.
The ESG bill in particular, I mean, look, this has been swirling a long time, John. This is a lightning rod issue. It kind of has a little bit of elements with critical race theory, and that it's been sort of a rallying cry for Republicans. And of course, that's put Democrats in pretty Republican states or swing states in tough positions. So the temperature is high, and it is sometimes difficult to reconcile some of the rhetoric on this ESG issue with the rule itself. I mean, from some of the criticism, you'd think that it requires every investment manager with a proverbial gun to their head to invest in only windmills and, whatever. That's not the case with this bill. I mean, this bill would sort of lift legal risk for investors who want funds that skew more to this. For instance, if you're someone in your 20s who doesn't believe in heavy carbon type industries, you might not want to put your money in a fund that it piles into fossil fuels or whatever. West Virginia, of course, is a pretty significant fossil fuel sector, so that might be a factor for Senator Manchin as well. So this is just a lightning rod issue that has been sort of, like I say, sort of a Republican sort of like a cudgel for some time, and it's not a surprise to see Biden doing it. The DOL had actually rolled back. The final rule is softer than it was to begin with. I do not think that if we do see protests in New York, they will be Wall Street protests on this rule today.
Probably not need to have the additional security. Yeah.
It is a rallying cry thing. Republicans have seized on it. There are genuine questions about whether this is a slippery slope, but it is not something that will sort of fundamentally change everyone's 401k plan overnight.
So let's get your take on the other story there about the president signing the bill that requires the declassification of as much as possible of the COVID origin. It seems to me that everything about this is really a message about China.
Totally, which has a lot of bipartisan support right now in the building down the road from us. This passed unanimously in the Senate. This is a big issue, and Biden has taken steps here before. So I think in some ways Congress was pushing on an open door. The problem is China is just not cooperating, to put it lightly. And so whether we ever get to the bottom of this, we don't know. What Biden has previously released is his different agencies disagree. They've got all their view, their sources, their methods, and all of them kind of come up with slightly different outcomes, none of them particularly conclusive. And so it looks like kind of a toss-up still right now. But the bottom line is the U.S. does not know this, and the world health community writ large does not know this, because China is not participating in getting to the bottom of it. Of course, that doesn't really look great for China either way. Was it sort of incompetence? Was it malicious? Was it whatever? We don't know. And so I think the odds that we will know, even after this declassification, are pretty low. But I think President Biden, wouldn't have lost a lot of sleep that night. I guess we'll see what they declassify on it. But I wouldn't expect some, flair that says, oh, yeah,
that's what
actually hidden in the closet this whole time has been the answer that we think it's one or the other.
Right. But certainly you're right, though. Bipartisan anti-China Senate right now, and we're going to have a little later in the show the idea of President Xi Jinping's visit to Moscow. Our thanks to White House reporter for Bloomberg News, Josh Wingrove. The president making his first trip to Canada this week. Our favorite Canadian White House reporter will be on that trip to Ottawa.
Exciting.
He'll provide us round-the-clock coverage.